What SEO is and is not, an introduction. So let's talk about what the goal of SEO is. SEO stands for search engine optimization. In layman's terms, what you're trying to do with SEO is get quality traffic to your website that translates into leads or sales. That's about it. More specific than that is when someone is going to look for your service or your product, that they find your website on those search engines. So take, for example, we have a client who does insulated shipping. So if you were a small business owner, let's say Susie's chocolate shop, and you wanted to do national shipping, you might go online and search, how do I ship chocolates, across the US? And searching that keyword, you would find insulated packaging company and then become a prospective lead and a sale. So what we're doing is we're taking the person who's looking for your product or service online and making sure that they find your website on search engines and essentially getting you higher rankings on search engines so they come to your website. So how does it work? Well, in a nutshell, without getting too specific, Google wants to give you exactly what you're searching for. So the more respected and the more authority that your web pages and website have, the higher likelihood that you're going to get traffic and beat your competitors. I'll give you an example. Let's say that I'm looking for an accountant who specializes in marketing and public relations clients. If I go online and I search for accountant for marketing public relations, Google's want to give me a web page that's specifically talking about that. Nothing generic, but specifically about that. So the more specific quality content you have on your website, the more respected you are by Google. And this leads into what you might have heard a lot, which is content is king. So what we mean by that is the more valuable, relevant content you have on your website, speaking about your products and your services and what you're selling and how it works, and the more educational it is, the higher Google will likely rank you. Now, that's not the only thing that matters. For example, another important thing is your website properly optimized? And that's a whole video itself. Can search engines or Google spiders find your website easily? And to put this in common terms, if your website is all images, even if it's really engaging and informative, you're not going to get those rankings because you're not being SEO friendly for what Google likes. So again, the core of what you're doing is content creation. Once you've set up your website, over the months, you're just building on that content. And over time, Google starts noticing and saying, hey, this is the company. This is the respected company. They keep adding website and content on that specific product or that service. We're going to start moving them up in rankings for a variety of rankings. So at the core of what SEO is it's a monthly program and a monthly system to make sure that your content is being built, you're increasing online reviews and an array of other factors, but essentially you're adding to this brand online that you have, and you're telling Google this is respected and I'm not going anywhere. So let's talk about what SEO is not. Number one, SEO is not an overnight success. It is not a short-term strategy. So if you're going in there thinking that you're going to start getting rankings in a month or two, sorry, you're not thinking about it right, and you're going to feel burned probably because you're not going to get those expectations. I tell my clients, pretty much no matter what industry it is, it's going to take 6 months to a year to start seeing consistent results. That's just the nature of the game. If it was any shorter, or if I found a shortcut, believe me, I would take it, but there just isn't. The only way to climb higher on Google is to pay for ads. But then you're talking about paid ads and you're not talking about SEO. So that's a completely different matter. Number two, what SEO is not is There is not a guarantee. So I get this question asked a lot, and I think it's because unfortunately other companies will promise you guarantees when it comes to SEO. This is directly from Google's website itself, which I don't quote often, which is no one can guarantee page one rankings. Again, no one can guarantee page one rankings. This is directly from Google themselves. We've been in business for over 7 years. We've never guaranteed page one rankings, and 95% of our clients stick with us when it comes to SEO. So you don't have to go to a company that guarantees page one rankings in order to see success with your SEO. SEO is also not a one-size-fits-all. So, if you hear a company say, well, the cost is dependent on how many keywords you buy. If you buy 5 keywords we're doing marketing, it's X dollars. If it's 10 keywords, it's X dollars. That's not really the case because every business and every industry is different, right? So we have a different price and a different package for the two-man shop who's a local business versus the 30-person company who's got a marketing department and we can create videos for. So it's not one size fits all, and it's going to take some education to see, what's the best fit for you and your company within your budget. And lastly, SEO is not an exact science, right? So the algorithm is always changing. 10 years ago, link building was a hot thing, right? You could pay a company in India and they get you a bunch of backlinks and you started climbing up the rankings. Now what's happened is you're actually getting penalized by that. And we've seen a lot of clients call and say my traffic dropped instantly. We've never done that for any of our clients. So, you want to make sure that whoever you're hiring to do your SEO knows, what's right and what's wrong, because Google's always changing its algorithm. Reviews, positive reviews are bigger than they were before a couple of years ago. Videos are huge and are helping SEO rankings, right? So you just want to be aware that things are always changing and priorities might shift in SEO, but what always remains constant and what does drive traffic is providing quality, valuable content that your prospective clients or patients might be looking for online. So that's an overview of SEO. There's going to be a lot more videos for sure to come. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. Feel free to leave a question or a comment, or you can email me at kayvan@thisisinfinite.com. That's Kayvan@thisisinfinite.com.